What's going on, guys? Welcome to month 2 of my hair growth check-in series. And in this series, I break down and I discuss my experiences growing out my hair all over again for a second time. And as you probably noticed as well, the moment you clicked on this video, I've got a massive smile on my face. And it's plain and simple. I am enjoying shooting this video series and I'm enjoying growing my hair out all over again. So month 2. What is the first thing that you notice besides my smile when you look at me right now? My hair is starting to look longer. The top is looking much thicker than it did before. The sides are looking much thicker than they did before. And the back, not that you're going to be able to see the back, is now beginning to get those little curls that you get when your hair is beginning to grow out. I said in my previous video that my hair grows about ½ inch a month. That is, again, exactly what has happened in this video. My hair is now 6 inches on the top, meaning that it goes all the way down past my eye and is beginning to hit my nose. Of course, obviously because it's curly, it then curls all the way back up. But if I pull my hair down, that is the length that it hits. This is exactly in line with what I would expect, and truth be told, I'm happy with how it's beginning to grow. What's been a really pleasant surprise though is how thick my hair is. I always felt that my hair was relatively thick, but I think growing it out this time around, I'm actually getting a nice reminder that my hair is much thicker than I was expecting it to be. I attribute this, generally speaking, to 2 things. First of all is the fact that I'm not using any heat on it, meaning that there isn't really any visible damage to my hair, so there's no split ends, no part of my hair looks fried, and it just generally looks healthy. But the other thing as well is just the fact that I'm treating it better. I'm not caking it with lots of products, I'm not rubbing it aggressively when I towel dry it. I'm just really treating it with respect, and I'm being very gentle with it. And I think that's creating a softer look, and I think that's making it look a lot thicker as well. Negative, admittedly a very minor negative, we're at the awkward phase. This is the early stages of the awkward phase because it's not unbearable, but I can tell you now, based on previous experience and based on experiences of guys that I talk to, the minute your hair goes out at the side, the awkward phase is here. And this is the point where you're waiting for your hair to drop, or you're waiting for your hair to get long enough to slick it around your ears, but it's just not there. And that means it is the awkward phase. And it's also the awkward phase on the top as well, because I can't now wear it up because it's too long and it just falls down again. I can't wear it back because it's not long enough to go back. So I kind of have to wear it in this kind of like curly textured fringe on the top, which is what I'm doing now. And truth be told, I quite like it. It's not how I thought I'd be wearing my hair at the age of 34, but truth be told, I quite like it. And I think that's probably how I'm going to wear my hair for the next couple of months or so as well. Another update that you may notice, and something that you may have noticed as well when you clicked on this video. Last video, I had barely any facial hair. Small bit of stubble, but barely any facial hair. This time round, the beard is looking thicker and the beard is looking a lot fuller. I watched back the last video and I didn't like my face without the beard. I mean, didn't like is a bit extreme, but I just felt like I look better with some degree of facial hair. And I decided after that video that I was going to grow my beard a little bit, as well as growing out my hair a little bit. And it was actually one of my favourite points that I said in a much earlier video when I was discussing the awkward phase. When you're going through the awkward phase with your hair, one of the best things that you can do is to try a different facial hairstyle. And that's exactly what I did. And again, I'm happy with the result. And I also think having darker facial hair makes my general skin complexion look a bit darker as well. So really happy with that result. And I'll probably give it another month or so before I go to the barber and I get the beard shaped into a little bit more of a style, because I'm beginning to get these slightly thicker bits out here as well, which never look good, and they give you that homeless look. But I want to wait for it to be a bit thicker in there before I come to do any styling with it as well. Another update, and you would have to look super close in order to see this one. I have taken out my nose ring. I've done this for 2 reasons. One, I felt a little bit old. I felt just a little bit cringe having a nose ring at the age of 34. I know some guys rock it. Lenny Kravitz is in his 50s and still wears a nose ring. But for me, in my day-to-day work, it just didn't really have any meaning for me. I didn't really connect with it in the same way. And I kind of felt like my style had kind of evolved a little bit from the nose ring. So I took it out, and truth be told, I've barely noticed any difference when I look at myself in the mirror without it. Second reason as well why I took it out, I've started MMA. And if any of you do MMA, you'll know that you're going to take a lot of blows to the face and a lot of blows just in general on your body. The last thing you want is a nose ring digging into you. So I took it out, and I took out the earring for that reason. No regrets, won't put it back in, but still think a nose ring is cool and still think it's something that guys should try if they want to try it. What I've really enjoyed, however, about this month has been the fact that as my hair's got longer, I've really began to play around with my style a little bit more. And I'm going to flash up some pictures now of the various things that I've tried. But I've tried this all black outfit with the hair slicked back. Really like that look. Hard to get my hair to stay back when it's curly, but as an overall look, I really like it. And I've also played around a little bit with the old money aesthetic, going with some open shirts and just looking a little bit smarter as well and a little bit softer. Really happy with that look as well. Not something that I thought I'd try, but happy with how it looks and happy with how my longer hair is beginning to grow with it as well. And I think this is something that every guy should try when they're growing out their hair. Try various different things. Different facial hair, try piercings if you want to try piercings, but really play around with your style, because I think you'll be surprised as your hair gets longer how just different clothing, different aesthetics can actually begin to work for you in a way that they didn't work for you previously. That's what I've done, and I would honestly make a massive recommendation that you do it as well. So those are the updates. And I'm actually going to close off with a point for some of you guys that get disheartened and get a lot of pushback when you come to grow out your hair. This is a tiny YouTube channel. I don't get a huge amount of negative feedback, but I've noticed that the negative feedback that I get on YouTube really mirrors the negative feedback that people will probably get in everyday life. And the negative feedback really tends to fall into three different categories. Number one, what you would refer to as personal attacks. People that attack you for something that's in no way related to your content, no way related to the work that you do, but they are attacking you for something that is just a part of you. Number two is when they try and attack your argument, they attack a point that you're making, and they try and attack something that you're saying. And they usually will do this by trying to use an exception to disprove something that is constantly proven. So essentially using an exception to disprove a rule. And then the final thing is armchair experts. These will be people that when you say something, they'll come at you with a huge amount of information to try and prove that you're wrong. And then they'll try and give it to you in a way that's framed as they're helping you out by giving you their knowledge, even though it's frustrating for you having to listen to it. So why do I mention this? Well, when I cut my hair last time, I got a lot of attacks for the size of my forehead. Baffles me. It's crazy that other men online would care about the size of my forehead, but I got personal attacks for it. I also had a lot of people tell me that my videos didn't have any meaning anymore because I'd cut my hair. And I also had people tell me that had I treated my hair differently, I wouldn't have needed to cut my hair, before they then made a wide range of recommendations. The point is, when you grow out your hair, people aren't going to like it. Some will love it, some will really like it. Others will hate it, and they will want you to know that they hate it. And they will personally attack you for some aspect about the way that you look, or tell you something as to why you shouldn't have long hair. Human beings have this instinctive need to remind other human beings that they need to stay in their lane. They need to know their value, and they need to know that their value isn't as high as they wish it was. So I'm going to close off with that argument, and I'm going to say whatever negative pushback you get, ignore it. Because I can tell you in no way, shape or form is any of that negative feedback related to you. The person making the negative feedback is the person with the inadequacy, not you. So if you're 6 months into growing your hair, a year into growing your hair, or you're a month or 2 months into it like I am and you're starting to struggle with the look a little bit, fuck it. Keep going. Because no matter what happens, you are going to get that pushback. So push through it, ignore what everybody else says, and just remember that it's your hair and you want to look a certain way. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please can I ask you to click like and subscribe down below. And if you really liked it, I am also offering one-on-one coaching at the website, also down below. But as always, guys, take care, and I will see you all in the next one.